Miss Martin Muses and Monday Musings. Yes, it is Monday. I hope it was fine for you all and not too painful. I had a lovely Monday today. It was with Pilates and a nap, reading, crochet, and all that good stuff. But that is not what we're going to be talking about today. Today is all about rage bait because it makes me rageful and it really ticks me off. This is the companion to engagement bait. Rage bait and engagement bait is two sides of the same coin, but we're going to see how it's a little bit different. But before we do, welcome to everyone in the chat and those that will be watching on the replay. It is none other than Michael's Asylum. Thank you for being here in this fine Monday evening. It's very nice and warm and lovely. I hope it is where you are. We are actually at the 6 o'clock hour here in the headquarters of Flower Central. So, Angela's hour. So, I hope all is well. What experience do you have with rage bait? Please share it in the chat. And if you can find examples, please put them in the chat. I will be at the end having some tweets that are particularly apropos, but they're from quite a while ago. I put this together several months ago, but other issues have come up since then. It is 4 p.m. here for Michael's Asylum, still 70 degrees out. Lovely. Sounds fantastic. I know my people all the way from the future, especially in Ireland and England and Norway. It's not as warm, though it's warmer in the British Isles and in Ireland rather than Norway. My gosh, it sounds so cold. Coldest I've ever been in my life was when I was in Iceland. Rage bait is the duct tape holding the internet together. That is true. Here's the thing, though. There are still good things about social media. Hey, like me here, but also even X, even Facebook, even all those other things. But particularly X is where it's being rewarded ever since it got monetized. But Rage bait has been rewarded. But the best things about X are what we've seen over the last week. Well, to be honest, what we've seen since July and for quite a while, ever since Elon Musk bought it. It's really the only place where we can find stories that the mainstream media will not cover and where citizen journalists can upload their videos, can publish their material. That's different from rage bait. So that's the good parts of X. Rage bait is the worst. YouTube says Michael Simon has a lot of rage bait. That is true. How else do reaction videos get so much attention? That is true. Yes, that is true. Clickbait as well. Maybe one day I'll do one on clickbait, but it's not really related to this particular subject. So please, let me actually put this in the chat before we go through what is actual rage bait and what let me see. I'm going to have to go ahead and edit this. Give me examples of rage bait. You probably have seen some even today. And it's a rather new phenomenon. I didn't spell rage bait correctly. All right, let's save it. And boom. Wait, what gives me an example of rage bait? My goodness gracious. Give me. Archer Colin is there. How is the weather? I'm sure it's colder than where I am. Evening, Teresa. Well, morning, technically. Yes, it is Rocky the Black Dragon. Hello. Thank you for being here. We're about ready to go into details about what rage bait is and what to do about it. Happy belated Halloween. Yes, thank you very much. And it is a Theta Outlaw. Hello, 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 hello. Hello there. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start my presentation. Oh, happy Veterans Day. Yes, happy Veterans Day to all vets. And happy remembering my grandfather. He fought in World War II. And my uncle fought in Vietnam. I have several people that I care for that have been in the army or in the armed forces as well as been in combat. 17 days till Thanksgiving. Yes. Can't wait. Our Thanksgiving is the best in my family because we don't have to visit any relatives. It's just us on the beach. Ah, everyone's saying thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your service. Share the screen. Boom. Oh, before I share it, let's say hi to Antiderivative Jill. Thank you for being here. Everyone, please subscribe to Antiderivative Jill. She has a fantastic channel. She says, "Hello, my great grandpa fought in Vietnam, so I too used to call him every Veterans Day." Yes, and I should probably send a message to my uncle, but he's 80 now, and he and my aunt have decided to screw the world, and they've just been cruising. They're just going to cruise till they're dead, which frankly I would love to do. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. So let's go ahead and find out what is rage bait. You probably know it, but maybe haven't been able to put a definition on it or been looking for a good definition. Here we go. Rage bait or rage farming is internet slang that refers to a manipulative tactic to elicit outrage with the goal of increasing internet traffic, online engagement, revenue, and support. Note, it's manipulative. They are manipulating you. They want you to be mad. They don't care if you're mad for a good reason, for a bad reason, or if it's even true. They don't care. Their goal is to get people to see their tweet. I'm going to go with tweet or X, whatever you call it on X anymore, to see your content. So anytime you look at it, anytime you respond to it, anytime you like it or don't like it for that matter, anytime you quote tweet it, it doesn't matter. The idea of ratio is no more. Ha ha ha, look how we ratioed this person. Ha ha ha, that person's going, thank you for everyone responding because that gave me what I wanted. Well, more people are coming in, and one of them is Nordporeal Lifeform, who gave me a $2 super chat. Thank you very much. I hope I'm not an example of rage bait. No, sir, you are not. You see, rage bait would be, for example, what is not rage bait is what we did on House of the Dragon or what you do with the Wheel of Time. That's not rage bait. You are genuinely mad, and you're not just doing videos for the sake of, ha ha ha, I'm going to do this. You're not manipulating people. But no, you are not an example of rage bait. And I owe you because I actually do have roses for my super chats and super stickers and my super thanks. Oops, I forgot that I have to take it down for you to see it properly. Let's try that again. This is for the other. Thank you. And you get a rose. Much appreciated. A dig outlaw. My father was in the Navy during World War II. Wow. Well, that's good. Thank you for service. That definition is weak. It is rage bait. Yes, that's what I have on my thumbnail. So they're there for money, and they don't even hide it anymore. Though sometimes the gloating is found buried in the responses. Rage baiting or farming can be used as a tool to increase engagement, attract subscribers, followers, and supporters, which can be financially lucrative. Another way of kind of saying what I already did. Oh, and by the way, everyone, please subscribe. Sorry, I forgot to say this to Nordporeal Lifeform. Thank you very much. and check out his channel. Yes. So attracting subscribers is also something else because even if people don't like what they see, the chances of it getting into the algorithm and the chances of maybe even getting one more sub is a strong possibility. And then it can start to snowball because then YouTube will be like, hey, this person has been getting views on this, and then they'll start to recommend you. And same thing with the X algorithm. Money is behind it. Because think about it. Think about even the rage bait that you saw today, that you've been seeing today. Are they sincere? Do they really honestly think? Do you really honestly think, rather, that they are trying to help you by what they're doing? No. I'm going to call out a few professional rage baiters, but it won't be anyone that would care. I'm going to have people that are too big for me. And by the way, yes, please give me examples of rage bait that you are seeing or have seen. Rage farming, which has been cited since at least January of 2022, is an offshoot of rage baiting, where the outrage of the person being provoked is farmed or manipulated into an online engagement by rage seeding that helps amplify the message of the original content creator. So someone looks and says, okay, what ticks people off? Woke stuff. Maybe stuff with the jab, maybe stuff with politics, things with protecting your children. And so they say, what'll really make them mad so that they will engage with me? Sometimes it's just outright lies. We've been seeing some of these even the last few days. These headlines. Oh, look, this is what this Democrat has been saying. What do you think of that? And then everyone's like, I can't believe they said something like that. I'm like, where's the link to the article? It's not there. Or this person says this and it makes it look like a headline. Now, and it makes people mad. It's like, how dare they say this? It's like, well, they haven't. Whoopi Goldberg says this about you. It's like, well, did she? Well, actually, in her case, maybe she did. Purely self-serving. The 2024 meltdowns were far inferior to the 2016 meltdowns. I agree, and part of that is because they're fake. That's my humble opinion. People saw how much it became a thing after 2016. So people go, they sit down, they press play, and they act. That's more, I think, engagement farming than rage farming. I do have some examples of rage farming. Someone whose name rhymes with at Halsh does it all the time. And because of that, I canceled my Daily Wire Plus. I was just sick of it. He will go and say things because you see, this is how you know it's rage bait. He'll say things that he knows will upset his followers. So that they'll be responding like, hey, man, I think you're wrong. Like, for example, the stuff with the games, the gaming stuff, the stuff that he says with, what was it, his latest one? Oh, that you shouldn't take sick days. Go ahead and go in and come in. And he says it, and he says, I go into work, so why can't you? And oh, that was the one that made me quit because I'm like, okay, this guy is just messing with us. But it worked because everyone was saying all the things. It's like, what? Well, we all don't have podcasts. We don't have this. What are you talking about? What? And Rachel, he just got a gazillion responses, people quote tweeting him and everything. So that's an example there of one that I've seen recently. He He does it all the time. Okay. The term rage bait, which has been cited since at least 2009, is a negative form of clickbaiting as it relies on manipulating users to respond in kind to offensive, inflammatory headlines, memes, tropes, or comments. There you go. Headlines, inflammatory, offensive, and manipulating you to respond in kind so that you'll get mad. Wait, why is this going off on my phone? My phone's going crazy. I don't know why it is. But so even if you think you're dunking on somebody, like, oh, I'm going to dunk on this person, like, look at this idiot and look at what she said. And she's going, thanks. And like, oh, she's just stupid. She's, or a stronger word. Well, it doesn't matter. They often want you to respond in kind because then that causes more people to join in or causes people to say, hey, guess what? You're wrong. I like this person. You're a terrible man. You, just examples. It's just absurd. Look, it's Taylor Swift should have run as a third party. Wait, you've changed your name. Yeah. So memes, tropes, and comments. Yeah. A person was being rage farmed when they responded to an inflammatory post with an equally inflammatory quote tweet as quote treats reward the original rage treat. Yeah, think about that, folks. When you quote tweet, you are rewarding the person. You're giving this person money. This person is happy with you. Any kind of quote tweet is helping them. Algorithms on social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, were discovered to reward increased positive and negative engagement by directing traffic to posts and amplifying them. So, positive engagement and negative engagement is rewarded. That's why rage baiting and all that is so appealing because you get both sides. You get the people agreeing with you and get the people mad. The rage baiting is more on the side of getting people mad and manipulating them. They want you to get mad. So think about it. You have people out there that are sitting there thinking, what will make you mad so that you have to respond and then you give me money by doing that? It's a form of spiritual vampirism. Rage baiting is used to describe a tactic to describe a tactic to attract, maintain, and increase a base of supporters and followers. So the only reason people are posting this rage bait is because they want to attract and increase their support. That's why when you say things like, why are you doing this? Why don't you stop? Why don't you just go do something about it? Why don't you just turn off the TV? Why don't you just go stay in your own lane? All this stuff. It won't matter because that's not what they want from you. Actually, they're happy when you say, why don't you just leave us all alone? Well, thank you. You just gave the person the attention they ordered. Clickbait, in all its iterations, including rage baiting and farming, is a form of media manipulation, specifically internet manipulation, while the goal of some clickbait is to generate revenue. Yeah. So this can fall under clickbait, but not all. I think all rage baiting is a form of clickbaiting, but not all clickbait is rage baiting. Thank you, everyone coming in. Give me a like and a share and a subscribe. Hello, Conroy1776. Thank you for being here. This is something else to keep in mind. Rage bait is a form of internet trolling. The troll laughs all the way to the bank while irate readers comment and complain. You're being trolled. Keep that in mind. All right. Here's an example. And because I don't want to be accused of sending people to be hurt, whatever, because I don't like that, I have blurred out who these people are, though you can probably guess on some of these. This is a perfect example. Nobody. ... That's me saying the nobody. Postpartum depression is just an excuse for women to act like complete lunatics. She had already had at this point 129,000 views. And I don't know if I have here the stats on her responses and retweets. Everyone knows that this is ridiculous. Everyone knows that this is cruel. Everyone knows that this is actually even potentially dangerous to say. So all of those people get to respond to her and to quote tweet her. I should also add, the reason why you will see a lot of these rage bait tweets I'm giving as examples is because someone that I'm following has fallen for it and quote tweeted. Anti-derivative Jill said, "Oh, hi, Matt. Should have run his... Oh, have it run as a third party. Yes. Okay, this... Oh, no, this isn't the one I was thinking about. Dear Christians, are you aware of the fact that Jesus, the fabled Jewish rabbi, is not mentioned in the Dead Sea Scrolls? Signed, Happy Atheists." 340,000 views, 24 reposts, 236 quotes, 308 likes, and 36 bookmarks. See, not a lot of likes when you consider the views, but that doesn't matter. It is Dad Man Walking. Good evening. Again, it's just rage bait, just trying to make people mad. First of all, this doesn't even mean anything. It doesn't prove anything one way or another. It's just, but it's enough to make people to want to engage. Also, rage farming, like engagement farming and rage bait, it has a kernel of truth, enough truth that makes you want to respond. Archer Collins says, no, because the Dead Sea Scrolls were written by the Essenes who were a different sect. Well, see, there you go. So someone would respond to this. You see, you would have responded to that with that. And then what did you do? You gave this person that information. People know if you are on the internet, you have all the information you need to find out any information. They know. They don't need you telling them. They get happy when you tell them because they know how to push a button just like everybody else. But yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. But happily, this person will not get any engagement. Definitely not from us. This person got 1.2 million views. Public service announcement. If you have no issue with these two characters being a major part of stories about historical Japan, but you have an issue with a fictionalized rendition of Yasuki being in Assassin's Creed Shadows, you're just ist. Hope I pronounced that right. 1.2 million views. Once again, this came to my attention because someone was quote tweeting me, putting this person in their place or giving them the money they want. It is all the way really from the future and down under the Australian himself, Mr. Grant Gregory AI. I wasn't mentioned in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I exist. Checkmate. True. I wasn't in there either. Yeah. Conroy, I forgot who Darth Bane was, but it wasn't for attention and it added to the conversation. Well, yeah, I mean, that's something completely different. Yes. This is another example. This is when that was going. All right. Now, this is a good example of a timely manner. This was right after the whole Last Supper thing that occurred during the Olympic opening ceremony. Once all over my timeline, this person. Never heard of him. We in France don't bow to religious extremists of any kind for any reason. We're a tolerant, open country that stands by the ideals of the Enlightenment, so take your bigotry elsewhere. So many things to say about this one. Why did this cause rage among Christians? This has nothing to do with religious enlightenment and all that. If you're going to take someone's religion and rub them in it, just all sorts of things, and calling us bigots, all that. So take your bigotry elsewhere. And that if you're upset by what they did rather, well, then you're asking us to bow down to you, all sorts. And trust me, this person got all kinds of responses. Now look what the person did and then reply. If you want to see more of my fact-based content, make sure to follow me or subscribe to my publication. This person was just wanting people to subscribe to his publication. But let's see. 4,000 reposts, 1,001.1K quotes, 42,000 likes, 850 bookmarks, 3.3 million views. And oops, I think this shows the person that fell for it. Sorry, I didn't cut her out, but that was how that ended up on my timeline. Happy Veterans Day. Yes, thank you. Happy Veterans Day to all who served. What's another one? Oh, this one got me mad, but I did not respond because I knew it was rage bait. This was a random Robert E. Howard is greater than George R. R. Martin. Now, the reason why this got me mad, and I knew it was rage bait and all that, was because this kind of disingenuous stuff just really ticks me off. Of course, Robert E. Howard is better than George R. R. Martin, and there's nobody on the planet, including George R. R. Martin, that would disagree with that. They were just wanting to make you mad. If you were a George R. R. Martin fan, or they were maybe hoping that people would respond saying, hey, wait a second, you can't even compare the two. And you can't, because one is Sword and Sorcery, who wrote Pulp Fiction, and another is someone who wrote something totally different. But this is one that just is ridiculous, and it elicited a lot of rage and got a lot of quote tweets. But let's look. 177 reposts, 36 quotes, 927 likes, 33 bookmarks, but 43,000 views. And the one I'm thinking of, oh yeah, and then there were some people, like I said, that then were trying to say, oh gosh, all sorts of stuff in the responses. And, like, why would this person go, "Let it be known"? Dune is great, there we go, here we go. Dune is greater than Game of Thrones. There you go. That's rage bait for the because if people think that Dune sucks, they're gonna be like, screw you, and vice versa, though Game of Thrones, of course, a TV show. Well, as far as I know, Robert E. Howard finished all his books. Robert E. Howard was pretty good. Yeah. Oh, trust me. Robert E. Howard is better than George R. R. Martin. There's just no two ways about it. But why do you post that? You're wanting to get people mad. But this is a good example. Look, we've got some responses here. This is the kind of thing you would find underneath it. These three. Oh, that is true. Howard did not finish all of his books. He has tons of half-finished Conan and Solomon Kane stories. Technically, yes, but since Robert E. Howard removed himself from the planet, it's, um, yeah, a bit of a different story. See how much I know. Yeah, but you see, this is the kind of thing that would take place underneath a comment like this. So it gets people mad. It gets people emotional. It's bait. Don't fall for it. And I might go over to Twitter. Yeah. And see, but to be fair, you see, now engaging with the rage bait. My pressure just went up a bit. To be fair to the statement earlier, you can't say, Steve, in my humble opinion, that Howard's unfinished stories are the same as George R. R. Martin's unfinished stories because George R. R. Martin has a linear story that its satisfactory existence depends on him finishing the book. You could enjoy the Conan and the Solomon Kane stories as standalones. But still, yes. Well, like I said, it gets a lot of emotion, and that's why anyone that is using George R. R. Martin with anybody besides George R. R. Martin is engaging in rage bait, engagement bait, clickbait, all of the above. Howard mostly wrote standalone stories, much like Western's one-off Conan stories. Correct. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why you can't compare the two. But I still would say, or definitely Robert E. I mean, George R. R. Martin is a great writer, but even he would say, and he every time someone has tried to say it to him, tried to bait him into something, he always says they're better than me. They're great, like George Tolkien. They're and also you can't compare. They're from a different era. They're different genres in many ways. And though personally, I don't know too much about any commentary on Robert E. Howard, but definitely you'll see this with Tolkien. When Musk let people monetize their engagement on Twitter, this stuff escalated. Absolutely, yeah, we were saying this earlier. Yeah, but this is just an example of that. And another cousin of this that I saw when Dune was out, it would have on one side, Dune is greater than Lord of the Rings, or vice versa, Lord of the Rings is greater than Dune. Automatically, people were mad. Yeah, this is true about George R. R. Martin, says Stieg. Martin praises most writers since Martin is also a fantasy reader. Correct. Yeah, I frankly haven't ever seen him criticize another fantasy writer. If he has, I would love to know. He generally is very, very positive toward other writers, or at least he's a gentleman about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't found it. George R. R. Martin said, no, He never said that. Oh, that's rage bait. Or if he did, show me the quote. And oh gosh, now you're getting me mad. It's rage bait. George always talks about Jack Vance. Jack Vance, but does he talk negatively about it? That maybe I'm losing some context here. Yeah. Yeah, there are some people that are really obnoxious who try to say that Tolkien did not finish the Silmarillion, that the Silmarillion is not Tolkien's work, and that is so ignorant. I just can't even. Okay, send me the link in my chat, Nordporial, because I want to see that. Yeah. Well, here's a good example. I just put this up and look at all this conversation that it has said in here. Now, if this were an X post and if this were my post, can you imagine? Can you imagine the engagement that I would have? Jack Vance, he always recommends. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's pretty good that way. And when he was going head to head, well, not really head to head because it wasn't even a competition. They were doing like the best fantasy book of the century, and they had Game of Thrones, the first book on it, and they had the Lord of the Rings. Martin told everyone to vote for Lord of the Rings because it wasn't even close. What kind of crazy are you talking, Teresa? Yeah, I'm talking about rage bait. And just this picture alone showed you how it works. It did. It got people mad, and I'm even getting mad now. Yeah. And of course, that's I always bring this up, this ridiculous quote. It is a quote, but it's completely taken out of context. Note that the people that always post this one never show the context, and they never show the link about what they were talking about. And really, he's not even saying anything that bad. He's just talking about it as a fan, and it's just completely taken out of context. But if you want to get loads of engagement, just randomly post this. And it's from people that don't know um Martin at all. And I promise you, there's plenty to say about George R. R. Martin to criticize him for. I promise you. Makes me The man makes my blood boil. But you've got to criticize him based on facts. Anything else is rage bait. People have found something that makes them just go like, "Oh yeah, well, like he can deserve to say that." Like they think that he's actually criticizing Aragorn, and he is not. It's not even close. George R. R. Martin is a fade. A fade. Well, he will be. Well, let me put it to you this way about George R. R. Oh well. Okay, first, yes, absolutely. Especially if he does not finish A Song of Ice and Fire. He's nothing. But even George R. R. Martin would say that is the case. That there's no comparison. No comparison. That Tolkien is the master. And so that's why when people will say things like in their rage responses to the rage bait, well, you can F off George Martin. Tolkien will always be better than you. And then it's like, yeah, he agrees. Martin did a video. Oh, I think that I was behind because I was waxing poetic. Yeah, they think he hates Tolkien for some reason. Yeah. Especially why go that direction when there's really a lot of things you can hate Martin for. Trust me. I'm really mad. Fad, sorry. Oh yeah. Well, again, if he doesn't finish, Nerpoya says, I think another excuse he had for not finishing was that Dickens didn't finish his work, lol. Okay, like I said again, you got to send me the source because I can't comment on things that if I don't know it the source. Song of Ice and Fire is for George R. Martin, and he knows it. Is it for him? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're sifting through Nada blogs. Okay, great. It's a bit like stuff that happened with out of context quote to create hysteria. Well, not just to create hysteria, as I'm saying, it's rage bait. It's a form of rage bait. Because trust me, everybody can Google. They know, but they know that if they do that, they will get the responses that they will. Salty Traveling Sea says George R. R. Martin needs an end. I think Sanderson could close it, but his writing is crap now too. Yeah. Well, and I don't think that Sanderson would want to. I mean, you see, this is the kind of thing that I like. This is not rage bait about Martin. This is absolutely the truth. And he had something and he destroyed it. And it's only his own fault. Hey, man, loving best served cold. Oh, there we go. Norpro said he only said that he'd have had Gandalf stayed dead. Yeah, he always praises Tolkien. Precisely. Yeah. Well, and people have actually used that to criticize him. And I'm like, he's allowed to say that? I'm allowed to say that. And the reason why he says that is because when he was a kid, it had such an impact on him that he was like, "Oh, he's alive after all." That had an impact on him. He's never said that. Yeah. I used to follow his Not a Blog religiously. Okay. Yeah. Best Served Cold is amazing. Yeah. I sometimes follow it, but like I said, I don't like Martin as a I really don't. I will praise him for being a great writer because he is, but not crazy about him at all. Let's see. Okay. So if you want to criticize him, do something else. But remember, to bring this full circle, we're talking about rage baiting. They are getting people to get their blood pressure up. He said something about Aragorn. I'm going to respond. I'm going to retweet. I'm going to do this. And that's why every month or so you'll see a round of that showing up because people fall for it. And all you have to do is quote tweet it, even a few times, for it start to be picked up in the algorithm. There was another example. It wasn't rage bait, but it was engagement farming where maybe it was rage bait because the writer was criticizing Tolkien while comparing Tolkien to George R. R. Martin. And then everyone's responding, of course, pro and con and all that. And then in the response, he put, "Oh, yeah, I have a book. Here it is." The guy just wanted eyes on it because there's really no reason to compare the two because there is no comparison. Objectively, there is no comparison when it comes to who is great or who is the best or who is better. So people do it because they see the engagement it gets. And there may even be people that go ahead and do research it later, but that doesn't count because if you can get somebody mad with even a few seconds, just enough to look, just enough to respond, their job is done. And the temptation is to respond to this person and prove how wrong they are, but you're also giving them what they want. Song of Ice and Fire says, Steek, even if it's perfectly written, does not count as a top fantasy list until it is done. Same with Patrick Rothfuss's work. Agreed. It is sort of Poopus Quibber. Oh, you're back. You had a different name, and now you don't. The Nordporeal life form says, Salty Traveling Sea is talking to him. Honestly, I think having an Astari be reborn, giving Guinness his life before being sent to Earth, Middle Earth, makes absolute sense. Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, I mean, it makes sense on so many different levels. But when he is talking about it, he's not even necessarily talking about it as a narrative issue. He is always saying it in the context of how he felt when he read it as a teenager, as a 13-year-old. He says, He should have stayed dead. My 13-year-old self says that, and then people will take the clip, "He should have stayed dead," or something to that effect. But yes, it's a thing. I mean, when you were a kid, when you read The Hobbit, did you know he was an Istari and all that kind of stuff? No. But I mean, but there's I will say this, there's nothing wrong with Tolkien's writing at all, and I will die upon that hill. But why would I want to post about it on X? That's why. And for those of you coming in, some of the earlier versions of Rage Bait were like Pearl, I'll say her name, saying postpartum depression isn't real, it's just women wanting an excuse. Or the other Rage Bait that was going around, it might have actually been Pearl. There was some like adult film star who gave her life to Jesus and repented, and everyone was like, "Yay, welcome!" And everyone was welcoming her in church, and she was like, "No, you shouldn't be welcoming these people. You know, you should be shunning them." Actually, maybe it wasn't Pearl. Maybe see that's why I shouldn't use names. I think it was it someone else. Oh, I don't want to name the name, but yeah, it's like they should be shunned. They should be spat on. They should be kicked out. You know, Christians, we can't be letting these people in. And boy, did that one go crazy because everyone was like, "How? That's not what the Bible says." And everyone was quoting the Bible. That's not what Jesus did. Everyone was calling it quote, tweet, all that. And that woman just went to the bank on that one. It's the memes of destruction. Why, thank you for being here. Thank you. Good to see you. Hi, guys. What's going on? We're talking about rage bait. And though I think that this is pretty funny that I said how this elicits rage bait, and I'm not even just because something, even if we agree on the responses, rather, even if we agree on the responses, it's still good rage bait because look how it made us all respond. It kind of made me respond. You know, I'm going on and on about Robert E. Howard and Martin and Tolkien and all these people. And Steve mentioned another fantasy person and Nada blogs and all of them. Yeah. Book Aragorn is better. Yeah. Yeah, they made him a little wishy-washy. Salty traveling. Watch this. Book Faramir is better. Well, I will not disagree with you. See, that's not rage bait. See, that's the Lord's truth. Now, maybe it would be rage bait, salty traveling, see, for me, if you said movie Faramir is better. I would lose it. I would lose it. And everyone would be typing and retweeting this because what he did with Book Faramir was a disgrace. Actually, maybe I'll put that out there, but everyone will know I'm trolling or I'm not serious if I say movie Faramir is better. All right. I hope I didn't miss anything. Seek says, usually the Tolkien fans that get pissed at George R. R. Martin have only seen the movies and they bash Martin for the TV show, not his books. That is true. That's true. Or they don't even watch either. They just get mad because Martin is a prick. And how dare he, with his work, how dare he criticize Tolkien? It's very natural feeling, but it's not necessarily based in reality. That being said, I suppose it is okay to criticize Tolkien. I mean, anyone can be criticized. To be honest, probably Tolkien would be like, "Why the hell are you all putting me up on this pedestal?" He almost positively, I think, would say that. Yeah, I guess he can be criticized, but it's darn hard. Darn hard. But I agree with you, Steve, that most people have only seen the TV show. Yeah. All right, let me see. I don't think I missed any things. If I did, yell at me. Yeah, and please give me examples in the chat if you have any more. Let's see. Can I get down here? The lucky ones are the ones who just love all kind of fantasy and doesn't see us as a rivaling sports team to simp for. Correct. It's like Star Trek versus Star Wars. That was never an issue to me. I always loved both. And you can't say Well, first of all, Star Trek is sci-fi, Star Wars is fantasy, 1. It total different things, like, there were trilogies. Star Trek was originally a TV show, and in its best iteration, it is a TV show, though The Wrath of Khan is amazing. And, well, Martin has said that several reasons why you can't compare Tolkien and him. He says, like, Tolkien was writing a myth for England. I'm writing, just my stories, and he was from World War One era. I was from the Vietnam era. You can't compare Howard sword and sorcery. You can't compare sword and sorcery to high fantasy, or high fantasy to low fantasy, or to Dungeons and Dragons or Forgotten Realms. When people start to turn it into rival teams, I get very suspicious. Maybe they weren't fans to begin with. Food for thought. Michael's Asylum. That particular I was still making OnlyFans, so her conversation was sketchy. Her conversion was sketchy. Okay. Thank you for the context. I was not aware of that. However, the point still stands. When someone repents, you have to accept it. If you're a Christian, rather. Jesus welcomed the prostitutes and the tax collectors. We incentivize people being dicks. Yes, and that is why rage bait is bad. Mission book Faramir accomplished. Yes. Oh, I did a whole stream about it. When you just read the Two Towers, the whole interaction with Faramir, Frodo, and Sam. I mean, I almost want to cry when I think about the lost opportunity, because I thought David Wenham was a fantastic Faramir, even though he didn't have dark hair. I can get over that. And when they let Faramir shine through, especially in Return of the King and in moments in the Two Towers, gosh, wasn't he amazing? In my humble opinion. What if I make a point and step on toes? Well, it's different. It has to do with intent. It is my dirty home. Why, hello there, lovely. What's up? What's up? We're talking about rage bait. I'm sorry if I missed you, because I'm, ranting and raving here. I honestly never saw any George R. R. Martin on TV until House of the Dragon. I read the Game of Thrones book and only judge him on those. Yeah. Well, and Steve's not talking about you. Because here's the thing. I'm all for criticism of George R. R. Martin and his works. It's when it's just disingenuous and just so obvious that it is rage bait that I get mad. I get mad at all kinds of rage bait. It's the Wicked fan. Oh, Wicked. Yeah, well, I like Wicked. When writers can't finish a book. It's from theguardian.com. Okay, I'll have a look at it. I won't be able to look it up now because I'm running this live stream. But I'm suspicious, though, because I'll eat my words, Nordporial. You're giving me an article about it, because sometimes the headlines aren't accurate to what the content is. So I'm hoping it gives me a link to the actual quote. So I will see. But yeah, let him have it if it's true. Welcome all. Please hit that like for the divine Miss Martin. Well, thank you, but I'm not divine. I wish I were. Archer Collins says Star Trek versus Star Wars irrelevant when you have Babylon 5. There you go. You see, here, if I were to do one, I should have made my own rage bait. Maybe I'll do that on Twitter. Oh my gosh. Beware, people. It's coming. Because, yeah, I could do a Star Wars is greater than Star Trek. And then, yeah, this would be one of the responses. Yay, you just gave me money. Thank you, Archer. Steek says Star Wars versus Tolkien, Star Wars versus Dune, Star Wars versus Star Trek, Tolkien versus Martin, Tolkien versus Jordan. Oh, yeah, I've seen those. That's for, don't even get me started. PlayStation versus Xbox, PC versus console. Seen all of those. Yep. And you are giving them what they want when you respond. I guess I'm getting close to the what to do about it. The only George R. R. Martin is his collection Tough Voyaging. And everyone's saying hello. Yes, Babylon 5. No, Steph is tormenting us Twilight haters with Wicked. Okay, no queer. Oh, wait. Oh, this is what happens when I don't read I don't have my reading glasses in, so it's a bit blurry. The quote is tough to find. I remember reading it long ago. Okay, well, I'll look through there. I mean, if it's there, I want to have it because I'm a real stickler for if it's true, it's true. Then let's talk about it. But we have to have an honest conversation, even about people you don't like. And this is a whole bigger conversation. I sometimes get into this a little bit with some Catholic Protestant stuff or America versus other versus communist stuff. Is that even if you side with one side, you have to be accurate and honest, especially about the other side. Otherwise, everything you say will fall apart. Stig Kenobi says, claim that Disney Star Wars is better than Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movie and watch the hysteria. I'm doing all of these, by the way, and those that maybe don't have a presence in this chat right now, maybe will be like, what happened to Teresa? I once did something kind of like that, and I got the nastiest reply. I won't even say it on my channel. Star Trek, what is it? Stars are trekked into the dumpster thanks to politics. Yeah. Night to him says, I can torment with Twilight too. I love Twilight. Stephanie, you and me, we need to do a Twilight stream. I can defend Twilight as great entertainment. I will never say great literature because it's not and never will be, but is it great entertainment? Hell yes. I've been rewatching Once Upon a Time. I forgot how much I love it. Well, yes, I have been really active on the best of Once Upon a Time. Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. It is such a good show. It is such a good show up to season 3, the end of season 3. Though there are moments that are great in seasons 4, 5, 6, and even 7, but just downright perfection. I love it so much. And the fandom was so much fun back in the day. Be ungaslightable. That's another thing as well. Yes, if you haven't watched Once Upon a Time, do it. Or watch our videos on it. Me, her, and Biggles watched it. That Captain Cook is awesome. Isn't he? Oh, hell yes. We love ourselves some Once Upon a Time Captain Hook. Gosh, I just did a thread on why Prince Charming is so charming. Yeah, you all gave me some great rage bait. I'm going to steal a lot of your ideas. I guess another rage bait might be Edward Cullen is greater than Dracula. I guess that would be one. Yes, we love Captain Hook. It is Sam McCabe, all the way from down under as well. Yes, hello. Thank you for being here. Give me your best examples of rage bait. Well, at least you admit it's bad literature. I hate Twilight. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's terrible. But great entertainment. It got me turning the pages and it got me buying the books on day one. So they did their jobs. Is Once Upon a Time the one about fairy tale characters in the real world? It is. And it is amazing until season 4 when the studio started putting their thumb on the scale, basically using it as a testing ground and a marketing tool for their releases on Disney. It was a disgrace. You can see it as it happens when it goes downhill. But it is some of the best TV you'll ever see. Robert Carlyle, he had told us that in his interview with the website that I ran with a friend, that Skin Deep episode 1 times 12 of season 1 was the best 43 minutes of television he'd ever done. And if you know Robert Carlyle, that says something. The interview is still on the website. Oh boy, here we go. Here's rage bait, says Steve Kenobi. Nick is better than Sam at being a McCabe. Ouch, gasps in Twin. Well, if I wanted to do rage bait on my Once Upon a Time, the best of Once Upon a Time X, it would be Captain Hook is better than Charming. Charming is better than Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin is better than Hook, or any combination of those. Nick McCabe says, I know what you're doing, Stieg, and it's not going to work. I see. I said give me the best rage bait. Stieg's actually amazing at rage bait, especially when he's DMing. Gosh, yeah. I still think the best rage bait is the one about movie Faramir is better than book Faramir. I'm gonna do it. But everyone will know I'm lying. But I gotta owe that to Salty Traveling Sea. What's another rage bait thing that I see? Well, a, a lot of the rage bait we're seeing right now is things to do with the election. News stories like last week it was Hannah said this. And everyone's like, I can't believe she said this. And then like Trump is gonna have this person as Secretary of State. What? Why? Be like Candace Owens. So we have political rage bait as well. It is already working on the McCabe. Oh, I see a good one. Sam McCabe says Swedes aren't that bad, really. That's harsh. The memes of destruction, yeah. Oh, this would be one to tick off Stieg. It would be a picture with the 5th edition of D&D is better than 3.5. What's the if we were living in the 1840s, it would be Jane Austen is better than Charlotte Bronte. Oh, here's a Les Miserables rage bait. Have Russell Crowe sings better than Philip Quaist. That's just one of the worst. Having recently, says Archer Cullen, rewatched the last season of The West Wing, is Alan Alda available to be Secretary of State? I don't even know if he's alive. Oh, here we go. I got the rage. You leave 3.5 out of this. Steek says 5E is words I won't say on my channel. Every 5, be it man or woman, will be labeled accurately thus. Uh-oh. Sam McCabe says Jane Austen is better than Charlotte Bronte. Jane Eyre is dire. Okay, he's giving me the rage bait. You see, now we have the rage. You see how that's rage bait? I just said it. So now I'm mad. Now we're all responding, and I'm just cashing in, going, ha ha. Sorry, Castles and Crusade player here. Well, what you would do is you would put up a thing saying Castles and Crusades is better than D&D. Oh, I guess a Conan the Barbarian rage bait would be you show Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan with a better than, or right, or maybe the other way around it would work. Jason Momoa is better than Arnold Schwarzenegger. That would get people mad. Coffee is better than tea. Tea is better than coffee. But it's not rage bait if it's true. Oh dear. That's the whole point. I'm sure we can have some more. See, we did some Lord of the Rings stuff. We depending on who's watching and what kind of an audience you have, you could put Fox News is better than CNN. Or actually, if I would put CNN is better than Fox News, that would get some responses in my circle. Wait, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. Okay, Stieg is trying to infuriate me. He's rage baiting me. Red is the worst color, Teresa. And I may say John Rambo is a better character than Jesus? What the hell is wrong with you? But technically, Jesus is not a character. But this red see the way you would have to phrase it is red with a greater than sign and have like blue. Archer Collins says, as a diversion, have you ever read any of Jasper Ford's Thursday night next series starting with The Air After? I have not. Oh, you guys are triggering me. Gerard Butler is a better Phantom than Michael Crawford. That just hurts reading it. Oh, that just hurts. I actually saw Michael Crawford play the Phantom. I was 13 years old in London. You want rage bait, says Archer Collin? You can entirely trust the BBC. Yeah. Stick revenge. Oh. For what? I'm nice to you, aren't I? I guess I only gave you diabetes, but that was an accident. Let's see. But you gave me COVID, so we're even. I'm not going there, but a person could put certain YouTubers up. Actually, somebody did. Why didn't I put this up here? Maybe I didn't get the tweet, but it was a few weeks ago. Someone put, these are the worst YouTubers out there, and you might be a racist if you're watching them and stuff. And it had it had Gary, Critical Drinker, Tim Pool, and all the usual suspects, and even people that don't even know each other, and a lot of people that don't even like each other. And he just like went all out. He put them all. He had like 12, and he got the rage he was looking for. Everyone was quote tweeting, "No, Gary's great," and then someone else quote tweeted, "What a jerk, Tim Pool's awesome." In other words, he gave like 12 different opportunities for people to defend their favorite YouTuber. And then, of course, the people to agree. And it was so obvious, but I had it all over my timeline for so long. It drove me insane. It was really make me cranky. Stan McCabe says, I've heard one about tea in Ireland buried better or vice versa. Oh my gosh. Steek says, I have been on a worst YouTuber list once too, despite not being a YouTuber. You have. Oh, well done. Well done. And you know how that works. Did anyone defend you? Curious. All of that which you say is true. What a mad world we live in. All right, well, kids, I've been talking for an hour and been appreciating all the conversation, and that maybe it'll help you all a little bit. Instead of responding or even getting mad, just tell yourself this person is rage baiting. Let me see, just for fun, just looking through, can I find really quickly a random rage bait on my For You? Let's see. No, I have nice stuff. Maybe I've been doing a good job. Oh, another one would be cats are better than dogs or dogs are better than cats. And then you'd have someone coming in going, I don't know, horses are better than all of them. Well, my goodness, not a lot of rage bait here so far. Oh, I found one. Some chick put out a thing about Princess Catherine. Now, if you don't know, Princess Catherine of Wales, she has been suffering from cancer and she just finished her chemo and came out for Remembrance Day. So this chick is sitting there saying, "Gosh, she looks awful. She looks old." It's like, what has she been doing? Smoking or something? I mean, there's no how could anyone look that ghastly? She's only 42. Oh, you bet the rage bait was everywhere, and one of them just popped up again on my timeline. I don't know how much engagement this person got from that, but yeah. "You're a monster, you're terrible. How could you say that? Don't you know she's suffering from cancer? That's why she looks the way she is, and that she's so thin," and, just all of that. People have no soul. They will even go that cruel. They forget that she's a mother, at the end of the day, you can feel however you will about the monarchy, but come on. Oh, I've already said that. Is it Wait, Nick McCabe says it's perfectly acceptable to break spaghetti. Oh, I'm okay with that when I break spaghetti, but I know people that would really not be happy with me. Most cooks, frankly, they would not be happy with me at all for saying that. So there, it took me a few seconds to find some rage bait. Well, once again, hope you all had fun. I'm really thinking of posting some of those. And maybe this will be the last time I'll have to defend George R. R. Martin or use an example of rage bait. The only reason I keep using him is because people keep doing it, and that's what shows up on my timeline. So quit engaging with people that are trying to do that. Though it's a free country. See, Italians may literally the Nick debate. Actually, yes. Steak says oh. Okay, I even started an internet fight over this with Steak. Steak Kenobi dares to say, grilled cheese sandwich in the microwave, Teresa. Think about it. About the picture I sent of that. Oh, I remember. I remember, and I will never forget. Never. I did a poll and I won the poll, but the rage bait version of this would be grilled cheese sandwich in the microwave is better than, showing it being properly made. Have a great evening, Teresa and Company. Well, thank you, and thank you for being here. Checkmate. Screw you. I'll show you a checkmate. So, what do I have coming up? Penguins! Penguins are happening. Yes, precious. I had a stream in a clip that I made where we talked about Nils Olaf, the third or the fourth. He's the penguin that's head of the armed forces in Norway, and I just thought it was so awesome that there is a penguin who's head of the armed forces, though he lives in Scotland, but that's a whole other story. I do have that coming up. More weekday musings. I'm hoping to go live on Wednesday for midweek musings. I have a topic, but I forget what it is. Saturday, it is the return of me, Rennie, and Steve. We are going to be talking about the Thrawn trilogy. That is the plan, the Thrawn trilogy. We're going to do some EU content. We did for several years a stream of books where we went chapter by chapter and really went through them. And time can time constraints made it so that we could not. However, we decided that maybe we do some reunions where we just talk about some favorite books, and so this is what we came up with. So please tune in for that. Also, I don't have anything scheduled. I think I'm going to be on Dames and Dorks not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. So see us there. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has been in here. We had a great crowd. We had Steve, Michael's Asylum, Nick McCabe, Sam McCabe, Archer Collin. Let me see if I can find them all. We had Memes of Destruction. We had Anti-Derivative, Jill, My Nerdy Home, Conroy 7076, Salty Traveling Sea, Nordporeal Life Form. I already said the Memes of Destruction, Michael's Asylum, Sort of Poopus Cooper. Big old gang tonight. Well, I'm really happy to see you all. If I missed anyone, it is not intentional, but it goes by fast and it does jump. And Nordporeal Lifeform, thank you for the $2 super chat. We had a Diga Outlaw stop by, Rocky the Black Dragon, and all of you that are watching in the replay. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to not fall for rage bait.